So, my friends, ladies and gentlemen, so today I want to discuss this one particular topic that is the quintessential understanding of results. Because especially Vedic astrology, it is the science of results. There's one side of this equation that talks about personality and how are you with dealing with things. And then the other side, which is something that we all got into wanting to understand astrology, is by seeing the results. What is a result? The one thing that we do though, when we're looking at the results, we always go to where the planet is, right? Saturn is in the ascendant. What is the result of Saturn in the first house? And you'll find that result. Venus in the ninth house. What does it mean? What is it going to do for me? That is going to be the result of that particular Venus. But it's giving you a particular result, which is out of 100%, maybe 50% of the entire game. Okay. The other 50% relies on other things, which is the house to house relationship between planets and grahas. Like, for example, do you guys want to know a big secret? You're always looking for your nakshatras. My moon nakshatra is in Magha. What does that mean? My moon nakshatra is in Uttra Ashada. What does it mean? And yet nobody understands, and this is the principle that can only be understood when you understand Nadi astrology, like Nandi Nadi astrology, the BNN astrology. That instead of looking at the nakshatra that your moon is in, you have more personality of the nakshatra which is previous to moon's nakshatra. Why are you having the full capacity of that nakshatra versus even the nakshatra that the moon is in? See, the nakshatra that moon is in is going to make you experience things throughout life for you to understand this was the karma of my moon. Moon is the womb. It's not just the mind and the mother and the travel and the food. The first thing that moon represents is the womb. This is why actually, if you want to analyze children, and birth of children, capacity to have children, fourth house has to be analyzed. How strong is the womb, whether it's a man or a woman? It's showing what is in store. So moon says, I am the womb. And in my womb, I have all these different karmas that are going to be taking place, birthing. I'm going to birth these different karmas for you. So you will see, because moon has already passed the previous nakshatra to get to your current nakshatra, you will have more traits of the nakshatra previous to you. The other thing, especially when it comes down to the padha, let's say your moon is in third padha of Magha nakshatra, which will put you into Gemini. Yeah, Gemini Navamsha. But guess what? Go just one padha before, which could have been a few hours before you were born. So the second padha will give its more prominent results. The padha that it's in is giving results. It's going to show you the result. The padha to say this is set because I just move over it. I ate that padha in me. So now it's developing and it's becoming part of the womb. So just like these type of concept, you also have to understand is that when a planet is placed somewhere, it's not just giving birth to that particular result of the house. Is going to give results of the other houses. And the most important thing that you want to see, especially when predicting the result connected to that planet, is to look at third from that planet. Why? Because third house is known for fruits. Number one, achievements, valor, courage, right? So if you're performing some action with a planet, do you think the fruit will grow from the trunk of the tree? No. The the tree grows, and then the branch comes out, and from that branch, the mango and the fruit will come out. That means the work that is being done of a planet in a particular house, the result of it is going to be from the third. Okay, and I've already made two very important videos on my just today on the BNN course. So whoever is in the BNN course, you can go to the very last videos that I've put third from a planet and third from the moon. And of course, this extended version of this particular video will also be on that particular BNN course as well on Mahadasha Astrology Academy, where I'm going to show the Saturn part as well. So like, for example, Saturn is the karma, right? And how do you use, first of all, this result of the third from a planet? The main thing you should pay attention to is the Dasha. Because Dasha is coming through the moon. It's not coming through the sun. It's not coming through your ascendant. The Dasha primarily is coming through the moon. Every Dasha, whether it's conditional Dasha, Lagna Kendradhari Dasha, Dveda Saptami Dasha, Yogini Dasha, Stotri Dasha, and mainly the Vimshotri Dasha, all are coming through the moon. It's just calculations is different. Conditions are different. So when you want to know the result of the Dasha, you have to look at third from that particular planet to see what is the achievement for me in this Dasha. The work that I'm going, what is it going to produce? Is it going to produce a mango? Okay, it's going to produce a mango because there is a mango tree that I'm dealing with in this Dasha. But how is the mango going to be? Is it going to be ripe? Is it going to be pungent? Is it going to be sweet? Is it going to, be green, or is it going to come out as, half rotten, half edible? That is the concept here. So third from a planet is what's going to give you the result, especially the Dasha. But then the other planets will show that, okay, what result am I going to give? What is marriage going to give? So if you want to know what is the result of the marriage going to be, what will you do? You will look third from the seventh house. I'm sorry, third from the seventh lord and third from Venus. Okay. Because third from the seventh house will always be the ninth house. Okay. But what you want to do, you want to go to the lords. So you see that, okay, if one just got married, okay, and let's say seventh from Venus is Jupiter. I'm sorry, not seventh. Third from Venus is Jupiter. So what do you think is the result of that marriage is going to be? The fruit of that marriage is going to be expansion, abundance, children. Now, if there's no planet, third from Venus, look at the sign of third from Venus. So third from Venus becomes the sign of Cancer. Your Venus is in Taurus. What do you think will take place after marriage? A lot of travel, movement, fixed asset. You're going to get a regal status. Because remember, Cancer sign but ruled by moon. Moon is a royal planet, just like the sun. One tends to now desire a royal themes in their life. So when a planet is third from a planet, or there's a sign third from a certain planet, it will show the result of that particular theme. And if you want to go deeper, of course, we can go deeper by looking at where that planetary lord is placed. So that means the fruit of that Venus, fruit of that marriage, is definitely going to bring about this thing. For example, let's say Saturn is either ruling the third from Venus, or third from Venus is Saturn. After marriage, work is going to become active. Work, career, profession is going to become active. You can't stay still. You can't just be like, okay, great, I'm retired at 30. No. Somehow, some way, the circumstances are going to make you work. They're going to put you to work. And just like that, we all look for what? Our career. we look for our profession. Everybody, you, me, whoever came into astrology, we struggled in our life. We went from one astrologer to another. We were searching for astrological knowledge online back in the early 2000s. What will happen with me? What will happen with me? Right? So what will happen with you is you have to see in terms of profession, because we know we tie profession with money. So we look third from Saturn to understand the things that I'm getting, the things that I'm doing, what is going to be the result of it. Okay. For example, I made a video on my Cares vlogs on Mahadasha Astrology Academy about 2 months ago or a month ago. Actually, no, it was 2 months ago. Regarding Ketu, third from Saturn. So, and this is why you have to know certain nadi or even astrological significance. So Ketu represents end. Ketu represents moksha. Ketu represents finishing of something. So when Ketu is third from Saturn, it kind of indicates your karmas that you were really wanting to perform are practically done. Ketu third from Saturn shows you're going to have to go through several tries or breaks in order to make it. I go much detail. I'm not going to discuss certain things here. Okay. And especially like many people, because what happens is like the result of Ketu, because Ketu is giving results of Saturn. Saturn is the tree. Ketu is becoming the fruit. Okay. Now, many people also in Karis vlogs said, what about billionaires? Ratan Tata, Elon Musk, and I think there was a couple of other who have Ketu third. And I clearly showed why is it that Ketu is doing this? It's giving nothing but wealth and gains. Okay. But if I say that here, but then you're like, oh, I don't have it, then you're going to be all distraught. So you should only go watch that video if you want to know the absolute thing. But the thing is, those people were aligned with Ketu. See, when Ketu is saying that your result is me, the monk, the moksha. So that means whatever other significance of Ketu is, you deal with those significance to get the right results. So like I said, if let's say somebody's in the business of wires, pipes, plumbing, electricity, coding, occult, mysticism, they kind of manufacture chimneys. Okay. They manufacture, let's say somebody goes into the business of, and I've seen this, business of long haul trucking, semis, not small, semis. What do you know about semi trucks? They have a long back that has the food for Walmart or other grocery stores, McDonald's, and then they transport and give those and give the supplies, right? So it's there. So what Saturn is saying, I don't care if I'm exalted, I don't care if I'm in Aries and I'm debilitated, or I'm in Aquarius. When it comes to the significance of that house, this is what I'm doing. But when you start working, when you start performing your karmas, I'm going to give result of what the planet is in the third from me. So for example, let's say, and actually these are the charts, couple of charts that I picked. I just want to make sure I don't have the information. Yeah, I don't. So let me just share this with you. So this is one chart that I picked yesterday from the post. Saturn is in the fifth house with Rahu. Okay. Now obviously I see that this is going to be a very technical career for this person. Okay. They have to be either in engineering, technology. Okay. And they will also be interested in if this can also actually this chart really represents technical medical study mix. Like usually acupuncturist I've seen with this chart a lot. But let's forget about all that. Okay. Let's look at third from Saturn. Third from Saturn is Venus. Okay. Now we can keep going deeper and deeper. We can go to the house placement from the house placement, the sign of the placement of the third from Saturn, then the planet and its nakshatra and the pada. Okay. So to keep it on the lighter side, so the basic side, so you guys just get it. Saturn says Venus is third from me. So now you must be thinking, okay, well, great. I'm going to have money. I'm going to have everything. And yes, it ensures that you will have luxury, money, wealth, everything. But is it going to happen when you start working at the age of 2021? In this case, I don't even see that. This person would have only started making good money from the age of 32. Why? Because Jupiter is moving. This Jupiter is moving towards Saturn, even though it's retrograde. But remember, every single planet has to at one point move forward. So it has to move towards Saturn. That means Jupiter is the Jataka, the Jiva Atma, the Jiva Karka, the living soul of the chart. And no matter what, with Jupiter in the fourth house in Cancer, at one point they are 100% will get every conveniency in life, no matter what. Retrograde Jupiter will restart their life several times. They feel like there's blockages, but ultimately one will get it. But because Jupiter is moving towards Saturn, I clearly see that third, like especially after the second round of Jupiter going towards the third round, is where this person is going to start gaining their career success because Saturn is delay. Saturn said, I'm going to delay you, Jupiter. So when Jupiter moves towards Saturn, it's great. It's a great yoga for success, Mahabhagya Yoga. But that doesn't mean Mahabhagya Yoga starts from the moment that you are born. This is showing that once the person hits 30th year, that means Saturn has to go over Jupiter itself and go into the fifth house. Now Jupiter has the free reign to find itself towards Venus, Sun, Mercury, Mars, and ultimately Ketu. Okay. If you really want to know like the profession of a person, you look at the string of Saturn, not even string, the journey of Saturn. Saturn meets Rahu. This person is confused, sometimes make low wages. A person will obviously be drawn towards either AI, technology, software, online, social media. And then it meets Venus. So ultimately, Saturn makes money and its work is connected with Venus. And then later on in life, they will add Sun and Mercury, administrative duties, administrative work, negotiations, dealings, gaining through unearned wealth. And then it meets Mars. They will somehow also be adding either technology, property, and investment properties as part of their ability to work and make money. But the main thing is because Venus is third from Saturn, Saturn says this, I'll give you the luxury. I will give you everything. But guess what? Venus has to become activated. And how is Venus going to activate? Once you get married. Now that you are married, Venus is saying that, okay, I am active. And Saturn's like, okay, I am a tree and I'm ready to now give you fruits. Because now Venus has become activated. So as soon as this person would have gotten married, their financial life would have been balanced. Now, will the marriage be balanced? Not necessarily, because Venus is fourth from Jupiter. And again, I've discussed all these things in my BNN course on Mahadasha Astrology Academy. But it's showing that I will give you all the luxury. You will get your fruits are going to be very pungent and sweet. Okay. And yet, when I give you the sweet fruits, so let's go a little bit deeper. When I give you the sweet fruits, you'll have the luxury, but the luxury will also bring in disputes as well. And your spouse will spend sometimes uncontrollably. Okay. And at the same time, you will. Okay, sorry, I'm getting some spam call. You will uh, find yourself detached as you get older from marriage. Because Venus is in the fourth pada of Swati Nakshatra. Now, so you want to go deeper? Let's go deeper. Venus is in Swati Nakshatra, pada 4. After marriage, obviously, marriage activates those things, including birth of a girl. So so whether it's a chart of a male or female, when the female gets married, that is also Venus 7. Venus is the kark of the seventh house. Just because this is in the seventh house doesn't matter. Saturn could have been in the fourth house, Venus could have been in the sixth house in Libra. Marriage is marriage. So Venus is the number one kark of marriage. We'll look at a husband and wife through different planets. But whether it's marriage or birth of a girl, which is also Venus, because remember, first girl will be Venus, second girl will be Mercury, and if the third girl happens, then the first daughter will become Moon, second one Venus, third one Mercury, and after that they're all going to be Mercury. But again, hardly anybody has more than 2 kids now. But the thing is, if you go deeper into this, it shows once you get married, you also must find a mentor or make your wife your mentor in your work. Take her advice or take his advice, and I will give you more things that you ever need. Because Venus is in the fourth pada of Swati Nakshatra. Mentor is very important in this person's case. And especially the other thing that this Venus will represent, if let's say we're going into Nakshatra Pada, which I don't go into nakshatras, nothing in the BNN side. I try to keep it as simple as possible, but because I know all these things already, my brain is always jumping to 50 things ahead. Okay. So for this person, we also see post-marriage, they will also move far away from their birthplace or birth city. Why is that? Okay. 2 reasons. Number 1, Mars, which is a malefic planet, is looking at the 4th house. So there's a malefic impact on the 4th house. Forget about Jupiter. Malefic impact on the 4th house. Saturn, in the Vedic aspect, 10th is giving its 10th aspect on the 2nd house. But also, if you look, just forget about the 10th aspect. Saturn's 3rd aspect is on Venus. So because of the malefic impact on 2nd and 4th house, this person has to move away. You have to be away. Whether from I don't know how far Westminster and London is, or maybe you're, let's say, in Dubai, you're in Germany somewhere, but one has to be in a faraway place. Okay. Then where was I? Yes, I was talking about the 4th pada. So the 4th pada of this result of Venus will be that a person finds their luxury and their wealth far away. Okay. But this is 3rd from Saturn, the planet of profession. Now you must be also thinking 3rd aspect. What is the 3rd aspect is doing? Is it malefic? Is it benefic? No, 3rd aspect is not a malefic aspect. It says, again, this is why it's so important with Saturn. It shows that I'm working and I'm going to reach out towards my fruit. I'm going to eat my own fruit. So that hand, the 3rd house of hand, which is courage, which is valor, which is effort, work, whatever effort you put, the fruit is Venus, and then Saturn is going to give you that fruit and you will eat that fruit. If you look into this particular chart, I just gave a reading to this particular person 3 days ago. Saturn is in the 4th house. Okay. 3rd from Saturn is Mercury, Moon, Rahu. So first of all, Mercury, Moon, and Rahu. What is that going to produce for this person? And how is it that this result will be produced? So first of all, because of these 3 planets being in the 6th house, while Saturn is in the 4th house, Saturn says for this particular individual, the education will become a very strong part of how I give you your karma. Travel is going to be one of the fruits of the karma that you receive from me, and changes. A lot of changes will happen, travels will happen, and cash flow of money is going to be there because Moon is 3rd from Saturn. Moon is cash flow in Nadi. I'm sure it's in the other astrological, branches as well. They're all pretty much the same. Then Rahu is third from Saturn. So it says when you start working, ultimately, I'm going to take you, my efforts are going to take you to a foreign place. I want to take you to a foreign lands. And especially because Mercury is third from Saturn. Ultimately, a person is going to be doing business. And this person is wanting to do business. Now, can they do business or not? That's another thing. One thing I advise this person not to ever do partnership in business. They'll be humiliated in partnership in business. But of course, they're in a technical career. But specifically, the karmas that they're going to receive, they're going to receive them in foreign lands. They're going to receive the more education that they get. They will attain more fruits of their karma, and travel has to become very important in this person's life. When this person is traveling, and it's not even important, Saturn's going to make you do this. That's the result of the Saturn. And especially these results become fully active when this person gets their own property. Now, Saturn in the fourth house, either from the ascendant or the moon, will give property after 34th year. So after 34th year, when the combinations come in, or either purchasing of a property or settlement of home. Second house and fourth house are the two houses that represents what result you get after you get married. Okay, so the effort, so in the Dasha, now look what's happening in the Dasha. Mercury Dasha is running. Okay, Mercury, third from Mercury is Venus and Jupiter. So obviously this person is going to gain through in-laws, going to gain through their spouse. But guess what also happens? They have to take care of somebody within the family of spouse. If they want their bhagya to uday, meaning they want their bhagya to do really well, they better take care of somebody within the in-laws, and the universe is going to give them that. Give them that opportunity that you're going to have to. Why? Because Moon is also in the sixth house, which I've discussed just now on the BNN course with Moon through houses and third from the Moon. Because remember, ninth Lord of Bhagya is in the eighth. Okay, so if this person wants to improve their Bhagya, they need to deal with Venus and Jupiter. Especially, I mean, of course, Venus. But because it's third from Mercury, Mercury is going to give them money, wealth, expansion, but it only happens when the wife comes in, only happens when they take care of the wife, take care of somebody within the family, and they must. Now, this is the most important part. And again, like I said, I'm always thinking 10 steps ahead, while you must be focusing on step one and two. Because I saw the fact that ninth Lord is in the eighth house, they have to give their money into taking care of a guru. Some ashram monastery, they have to give their money. Because ninth Lord in the eighth house, there's a reason behind this person got ninth Lord in the eighth house. They promised a big donation to a guru or to a religious institution, and they never did. They never gave that money. So now Bhagya is going to trouble them because ninth Lord is in the eighth. So you see how we're simply looking at third from a planet, but we also have to now understand from our other knowledge of astrology what else is happening. It's not that the dasha is just simply going to give them Venus and Jupiter related results, because we notice that the fact that the Bhagya Lord is in the eighth with Jupiter. Luckily, it's with Jupiter, so the blessings are there that, hey, you can rectify this karma by giving donations to Guru's ashram, to somewhere in, to like a monastery. And I'm not saying you give all your wealth away. Let's say you make money. Let's say you're on a weekly basis, you're making 3,000, 5,000 a week. Okay. So let's say if you make $3,000 a week, out of that, I'm pretty sure you can sacrifice your Starbucks lattes and send $60 to $100 to a institute, to a guru. Now, how many of these things will take? Literally, you can look at the fact that this person has to do it. They have to minimum do it for 18 years. Whether they do it on a monthly basis or weekly basis, but they have to continuously do it. Now, why did I say 18? Look at the degrees of Venus. 18. They have to keep, the more they give, the more they're doing it regularly, the better and better their bhagya becomes. Okay, so this is another thing, that if a planet is third from a Dasha Lord, yes, they're going to get the conveniency, the luxury, and expansion, but only to a certain extent. Because if they feel stuck, which this person was feeling stuck, like not much is happening, I'm just working hard and yet not the results are there. And there were several other factors that I mentioned, but the main thing that I noticed that, okay, Venus is third, but guess what? Venus is the ninth lord is in the eighth house. Okay. And especially, you have to pay attention to the spouse's health. Never cheapen or cheat out what you need to provide to spouse and their health. The responsibility is what's going to give them this fruits of Jupiter and Venus, third from Mercury, and especially third from Moon, because Moon is the natural womb. So whether the dasha is there or not there, that karma is going to be executed. So you can't ignore it. Okay. So this is how we study this. And then what I'll do is I'm gonna now go towards showing you Saturn from first house to 12th house, third from so Saturn is in the ascendant, third from Saturn, Saturn is in the second house, then third from Saturn will be the fourth house. So this I'm going to upload the extended version of this on the BNN course. Okay. Which you can obviously find the link in the description. All right. Thank you.